Argentines are counting the cost of the highest inflation in decades. At the central market outside Buenos Aires, a retired former university teacher named Ramona says she is getting by, but prices keep going up.
I'm
going to buy 3 sweet corn, but to make soup, I'll use just 2. You have to cut back depending on what you need.
The pandemic and conflict in Ukraine have led to the highest inflation for decades around the world. Yet what for many countries is an annual inflation rate, in Argentina it is monthly. With 6% inflation in April, the annual inflation is now running at 58%. The latest official figures in Argentina show that inflation slowed in April when compared to March, but that is inflation across the board, in all sectors. When it comes to the increase in price of food, the figures are much more dramatic. Isaac Rudnick is the director of an institute that monitors prices of the basic food basket in working-class neighbourhoods, and they see much faster inflation.
If this rate of price increases continues, we expect the cost of food to rise this year by at least 80%.
Inflation is at the heart of a crisis in the centre-left Peronist coalition government. President Alberto Fernandez is currently on a state visit to Europe, hoping to cement commercial ties. But in Argentina, his vice president, former President Cristina Fernández de Kirchner, says their government is failing the people who voted them into office in 2019.
We are not honoring how much confidence, how much love and how much hope people placed in us.
Nawel Livaji is a social organisation leader who took over the presidency of the central market in 2020. He says this is a country that is in some way used to inflation. They are used to prices going up, but they need to stabilise prices. There needs to be an agreement with the private sector. They need to understand the social role of providing food. Social movements brought the Argentine capital to a standstill on Thursday. Thousands of protesters demanded a shift in social and economic policy as rampant inflation hits lower-income families the hardest. Joel Richards for CGTN in Buenos Aires.